Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages. I'm Windhoof, and this is a look at the Druid Talents for the Legion Beta. So, without further ado, let's get started. Oh boy, yeah, that's right, there's 4 of these. First off, let's look at the talents for balance. First off, we have, on our level 15 talents, Force of Nature. Summons a stand of 3 treants for 10 seconds, which immediately taunts and attack enemies in the target area. Next we have Warrior of Elune. Your next 2 lunar strikes are instant cast. Third we have Star-Lord. Lunar and solar empowerments also reduce the cast time of their affected spells by 8%. For our level 30 talents we have Renewal. Instantly heals you for 30% of the maximum health, usable in all shape-shifting forms. Next we have Displacer Beast. Teleports you up to 25 yards forward, activating cat form, and increasing your movement speed by 50% for 4 seconds. And third we have Wild Charge. Grants a movement ability that varies by shapeshift form. Non-shapeshift, fly to an ally's position. Bear form, charge to an enemy, immobilizing them for 4 seconds. Cat form, leap behind an enemy, dazing them for 3 seconds. Moonkin form, bound backwards. Travel form, leap forward 20 yards. And aquatic form increases swim speed by an additional 150% for 5 seconds. For your level 45 talents we have Feral Affinity. Feline Swiftness increases your movement speed by 15%. You also learn Shred, Rip, Ferocious Bite, and Swipe. Next we have Guardian Affinity. You gain Thick Hide, reduces all damage taken by 10%. You also learn Mangle, Thrash, Iron Fur, and Frenzied Regeneration. Third we have Restoration Affinity. You gain Ursura's Gift. Heals you for 3% of your maximum health every 5 seconds. If you are at full health, a random nearby injured ally will be healed instead. You also learn Rejuvenation, Regrowth, and Swift Med. For our level 60 talents, we have Mighty Bash. Invokes the Spirit of Ursoc to stun the target for 5 seconds. Usable in all shapeshift forms. Next, we have Mass Entanglement. Root the target in place for 20 seconds and spreads to additional nearby enemies. Damage may interrupt the effect. Usable in all shapeshift forms. Third, we have Typhoon. Strikes target within 20 yards in front of you with a violent typhoon, knocking them back and dazing them for 6 seconds. Usable in all shapeshift forms. For our level 75 talents we have Soul of the Forest. Increase damage bonus from lunar and solar empowerment by an additional 15%. Reduces the astral power cost of Starfall by 10. Next we have Incarnation, Chosen of Elune. Replaces Celestial Alignment. An improved Moonkin form that increases the damage of all your spells by 40% and causes your Lunar Strike and Solar Wrath to generate 50% additional astral power. This lasts 30 seconds. You may shapeshift in and out this improved Moonkin form for its duration. Third, we have Stellar Flare. Burns the target for X amount of astral damage and then an additional X amount of damage over 24 seconds. Stellar Flare benefits from Starfall's Stellar Empowerment. For our level 90 talents we have Shooting Stars. Moonfire and Sunfire damage over time has a 10% chance to call down a falling star, dealing X amount of astral damage and generating 5 astral power. Next we have Astral Communion. Generates 75 astral power. Then we have Blessing of the Ancients. Gain a Blessing of the Ancients activating or swapping between one of the 2 following beneficial effects. Blessing of Elune increases astral power generated by Solar Wrath and Lunar Strike by 40%. Blessing of Anchi grants 2 astral power every 2.3 seconds. For our level 100 talents we have Fury of Elune. Calls down a beam of pure celestial energy at the target location, dealing X amount of astral damage every 1 second, until your astral power is exhausted. While Fury of Loon is active, you may recast it for no cost to direct the beam to move to a new location. Next we have Stellar Drift. Increases Starfall's radius by 30%, Starfall damage by 20%, and allows you to cast while moving while within Starfall's radius. And lastly we have Nature's Balance. Aligns the power of the moon and stars, causing lunar strike to exceed the duration of your moonfire by 5.6 seconds, and solar wrath to extend the duration of your sunfire by 3.7 seconds. Next, we will be looking at the feral talents. First off, we have Predator. The cooldown on Tiger's Fury resets when a target dies with one of your bleed effects active. Next we have Blood Scent. Your melee abilities in cat form have a 10% increased critical strike chance on targets with a bleed effect. And third we have Lunar Inspiration. Moonfire is now usable while in cat form, generates 1 combo point, deals damage based on attack power, and costs 30 energy. Our level 30 talents are the same as the previous specializations. For our level 45 talents, we have the same Guardian Affinity and Restoration Affinity, but we also have Balance Affinity, which gives us Astral Influence, increases the range of all your abilities by 5 yards. You also learn Moonkin Form, Star Surge, Lunar Strike, Solar Wrath, and Sunfire. For our level 60 talents, these are the same as the previous specialization. For our level 75 talents, we have Soul of the Forest. Your finishing moves grant 6 energy per combo point. We then have Incarnation, King of the Jungle, an improved cat form that allows the use of Prowl while in combat, causes Shred and Rake to deal damage as if Stealth were active, reduces the cost of all cat form abilities by 50%, and increases maximum energy by 50. Lasts for 30 seconds. You may shapeshift in and out of this improved cat form for its duration. And third we have Savage Roar, finishing move that grants 30% increased damage to your cat form attacks for their full duration. Lasts longer per point. For our level 90 talents we have Sabertooth. Ferocious Bite extends the duration of your rip by 2 seconds per combo point spent. Next we have Jagged Wounds. Your Rip, Rake, and Thresh abilities deal the same damage as normal, but in 33% less time. Third, we have Loon's Guidance. Immediately gain 5 combo points and an additional 1 combo point every 1 second for 5 seconds. And for our level 100 talents, we have Brutal Slash. Replaces Swipe. Strikes all nearby enemies with a massive slash, inflicting X amount of physical damage. Awards 1 combo point, maximum of 3 charges. Next we have Blood Talents. Casting Healing Touch causes your next 2 melee abilities to deal 30% increased damage for their full duration. And finally we have Moment of Clarity. Omen of Clarity now affects the next 3 cat form abilities, and your maximum energy is increased by 30. For our level 15 talents, we have Brambles. Sharp brambles protect you, absorbing and reflecting up to X amount of damage from each attack. While Barark Skin is active, the brambles also deal X amount of nature damage to all nearby enemies every 1 second. Next we have Pulverize, a devastating blow that consumes 2 stacks of your thrash on the target to deal X amount of physical damage, and reduces all damage you take by 15% for 20 seconds. Third, we have Blood Frenzy. Thrash also generates 2 rage each time it deals damage over time while at 3 stacks. For our level 30 talents, we have Guttural Roars. Increases the radius of Stampeding Roar by 200%, the radius of Incapacitating Roar by 100%, and reduces the cooldown of Stampeding Roar by 50%. The talents Displacer Beast and Wild Charge are the same as with the previous specializations. Rank 45 talents are the same as the previous specializations. Rank 60 talents are the same as the previous specializations. Level 75 talents, we have Soul of the Forest. Mangle generates 5 more rage and deals 15% more damage. Incarnation, Guardian of Ursak. an improved bear form that reduces the cooldown on all melee damage abilities and growl to 1.5 seconds and causes mangle to hit up to 3 targets. This lasts for 3 seconds and you may freely go in and out of this form. Next we have Galactic Guardian. Your damage has a 50% chance to trigger a free automatic moonfire on the target. When this occurs, the next moonfire you cast generates 15 rage. For our level 90 talents, we have Earth Warden. Every 6 seconds you gain a charge of Earth Warden, reducing the damage of the next auto attack you take by 30%. Earth Warden may have up to 3 charges. For our second talent, we have Guardian of Elune. Mangle increases the duration of your next Iron Fur or Mark of Ursoc by 2 seconds, or the healing of your next Frenzied Regeneration by 20%. Third, we have Survival of the Fittest. Reduces the cooldown of Bark Skin and Survival Instincts by 33%. For our level 100 talents, we have Rend and Tear. While in bear form, Thrash also increases your damage dealt to the target and reduces your damage taken from the target by 2% per application of Thrash. Next we have Lunar Beam. Summons a beam of lunar light at your location, dealing X amount of arcane damage and healing you for X amount over 8 seconds. And lastly we have Bristling Fur. Bristle your fur, causing all attacks against you to generate rage over 8 seconds. Next we'll be taking a look at the restoration talents. For our level 15 talents we have Prosperity. Swiftman now has 2 charges. Next we have Cenarian Ward. Protects a friendly target for 30 seconds. Any damage taken will consume the ward and heal the target for X amount over 6 seconds. Then we have Germination. You can apply Rejuvenation twice to the same target. For our level 30 talents, the same as the previous specializations. Our level 45 talents are the same from previous specializations. Our level 60 talents are the same as previous specializations. For the level 75 talents, we have Soul of the Forest. When you cast Swiftmen, you gain Soul of the Forest, increasing the healing of your next regrowth or rejuvenation by 200%, or increasing the healing of your next wild growth by 75%. We next have Incarnation, Tree of Life. Shapeshift into the Tree of Life, increasing healing done by 15%, increasing armor by 120%, and granting protection from polymorph effects. Functionality of Rejuvenation, Wild Growth, Regrowth, and Entangling Roots is enhanced. This lasts for 30 seconds, and you may shift in and out of it at will. Our next talent is Cultivation. When Rejuvenation heals a target below 60% health, it applies Cultivation to the target, healing them for X amount over 6 seconds. For our level 90 talents, we have Abundance. For each Rejuvenation you have active, the cast time of Healing Touch is reduced by 10%, and the critical effect chance of regrowth is increased by 10%. We next have Inner Peace, reduces the cooldown of Tranquility by 60 seconds. We next have Spring Blossoms. Each target healed by Efflorescence is healed for an additional X amount over 6 seconds. And finally, for our level 100 talents, we have Moment of Clarity. Moment of Clarity now affects the next 3 regrowths. We next have Stonebark, reduces the cooldown of Iron Bark by 30 seconds, and it increases healing from your heal over time effects by 20%. And finally, we have Flourish. Extends the duration of all of your heal over time effects on friendly targets within 60 yards by 6 seconds. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Thank you for watching this video on the Druid Talents for the Legion Beta. If you liked, please hit the like button. If not, then go ahead and hit the dislike button. Don't really care. If you want to see more videos by me, maybe hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see the other talents for the other classes, you can click on any of the videos you see before you. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Later!